Okay guys, I've got another video for you to upload. It's taken from the career race very early on, and it's driving the Lotus 211. Now, I want to give you a bit different car to try and show you the variety within the game. This car is another really good car I've really enjoyed driving when I did it. I mean, this was taken from, I think, about 4 or 5 days ago, maybe a bit longer. It's a really fun car to drive. It's not the fastest car you're going to come across in the game, but it's got good enough acceleration, but it's got a lot of grip as well. It's just basically a nice fun car to learn tracks in, probably this car, I'd say, because you're not going to be going into the corners at stupid speed, so you can gradually build yourself up to the faster classes with this car. It'd be another car I'd like to see in online, maybe a lot more in online lobbies. I think it'd be fun to drive. This is why we kind of need custom lobbies, but we'll get onto all that with another video of what I'd like to see within the game. There's quite a lot of stuff that I think needs to happen with the online, but we'll go into detail on that at a future date with a full in-depth video. So we're driving against the alien AI again here now. We managed to get into second place pretty much straight away from the start. We got a nice start, and then we're trying to chase down this first place block. As you can see, the alien AI drive really well. I mean, just look at the way he's taking the corner. It's like watching a pro racing driver. You have got to be on your basically maximum attack, and you've got to be concentrating at all times, because one mistake and you're not going to catch them back up probably. I mean, I'm not using a setup here, so with a setup we would again be a bit closer, I think, but actually pulling a move off cleanly is, because when I'm doing these races I don't like to just throw one up the inside and take them out. Like I see videos online and people just they just hit them out the way, they crash into them. That's not fun for me. I'd rather do a proper overtake. If I get past them, it's got to be a move that I would do in real life. That's how I play the game. So you can see there we're getting really close, but again on acceleration he's getting really good exits out the corners. So he's pulling away a bit there. It's just basically the yo-yo effect. As soon as we get out the corner he's pulling away, braking we gain a bit again, but there's a few corners that I seem to be struggling on. It's the tighter twisty stuff at the end of the lap he seems to gain. On the final corner for the start straight he seems to gain quite a bit out of that corner. Maybe I should have tried a few different gears. I think we'll have to have a look at this track in more depth and do a proper track guide on it at some point, as it's another great track in the game. Although it's not got the most tracks within Assetto Corsa, I'm finding that because some of the tracks are tracks I've never ever played before. It was a bit like Project Cars when that came out. I mean, that had obviously a lot of tracks, but they weren't always the tracks you know. And there was obviously the base, like Spa, etc., Silverstone, but there was tracks that you didn't like BRNO, Bruno, whatever it is. I'd never driven that on that track before in a game, and I really enjoyed that track. And it's a bit like that with this track with Mugello and etc. and stuff like that. And this tracks I've not really been on in many games before, and I'm really enjoying it. You can see there we're still attacking the first place alien AI bloke, and he is literally driving on the edge by the looks of it. His car looks like he's pushing hard, and I'm pushing as hard as I am. Trust me now, I am pushing as hard as I can at this stage as when I had the game. Obviously it was a few days ago. It'd be interesting to see if I could beat him now, but I just literally was driving flat out, and I just couldn't get close enough. I think we managed to get a little bit closer on the next lap. I think we got really close, but then we made a little mistake ourselves, which just lost us any chance of an overtake. So yeah, this corner I really like on this car. You could really chuck it in and get on the power nice and early. Seem to be gaining a little bit through these corners, but then again, if you watch on the video now, we'll come up to these twisty, tricky section now, and he just seems to. It's like I think he must take that last gear in a slightly different gear. Maybe I should have been going in third gear before the entry to the corner. That's probably would have been a helpful thing, rather than changing gear on the exit like that. Maybe going into third gear before and then accelerating hard out of the corner might have been more advisable. But we've managed to get the replay up in the top corner now. It's another thing I would have liked, that the replays were able to save a lot longer. They only save, I think it must be about 5 minutes. It must be a limit on within the race, 4 or 5 minutes. If you're racing on your own, it can show a little longer, I think. But like, I would have preferred like Project Cars, where you could save the whole race, like an hour-long race you can save. It would have been a lot better, but it is what it is. And we can watch the video footage in the top corner for the last few laps anyway now, as we're on lap 4. He seems to have pulled away. I think it's lap 5. I get a little bit closer. It might have been lap 5 when we might have made a mistake somewhere. But we're pushing hard, and we've got decent sized gap to third place behind us, but we're starting to build a gap up now at the front. As you can see there from the deltas, we've got a 1.3 second lead on the previous split, so that's probably getting closer to maybe a 1.5 by this point now. But we're pushing as hard as we can as usual, and like I'm literally can't really do much more. I feel at this point when I had the game, definitely should have been taking that in third gear. Watching that last corner though, you can see if I would have gone in third gear early and just probably got on the power full on, I probably wouldn't have been able to lift at all. Probably would have been able to carry that speed through the corner. So it's interesting watching yourself playing it back, and I can definitely see that I should have really been taking that in third gear now. But we weren't doing that bad considering this is a very early run on this track. I mean, I don't really know all these tracks fully. I know this track now obviously, but I wouldn't say I'm at the point where you can get that last like half a second to a second out of the track. We're getting close there again. I think he may have made a mistake up on this next corner or somewhere. I'm sure I got pretty close either on this lap or towards the end of the last lap, but as you can see there in the video footage, the gap between ourselves first, it's a pretty similar gap we've got in front of us to what we've got behind us. So they're keeping me honest, and I'm trying my hardest to get past this leader, the alien AI guy. And you see there we took that bend really nicely that time. We missed the apex there though. You can see you really want to hit that apex, getting down into second gear early and getting it into the apex a lot tighter. So he's made a little mistake there, and that's actually give us a little bit of motivation to try and get out this corner. We still needed to get on the corner. I don't know, I'm sure third gear would have been faster on that corner, but we'll see. We'll try and go back to this track in this car and see what sort of lap time we can get out. So we've managed to gain a little bit on this corner by the looks of it. We've done a really nice corner there. We've got a good exit, good entry to the corner, and now we're on the last lap where I'm giving everything. And normally what happens when you give your all, you start making little errors and you lose a couple of attempts. You can see on the lap down to there, we're 200ths behind our best lap that we've done so far, which is an 18.854. A last lap was half a second, just over half a second off that, but obviously it's quite hard to get that perfect lap in every lap. But as long as you stay with him, that's my aim, is normally to stay with him half a second to maybe a little 600ths off your best lap. If you can keep that consistency, you'll do well in online racing as well. So we're coming into the final corners now, and he's starting to pull away. I actually thought I gained a little bit on him somewhere. It might have been a different race, but he's actually starting to pull away now, and he's got about a second. Say it's about a second or so lead, maybe a little bit less, but I don't think we would have caught him. Maybe we need to go back and add a few setup changes to this in the future and see if we can take him on and beat him. So there's another career race for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this car. Hope you enjoyed watching this video. Leave any comments of what videos you'd like to see, any events, etc., and I'll try and take it on board. Thanks for watching again, guys, and hopefully have another setup video out for you very shortly. Thank you, guys.